Welcome to the special broadcast on the parliamentary elections of DD India, the Great Indian Election 2024. This particular election can be best described as the year of global elections, where democracy is on the ballot. On the show today, we take a look at why Uttarakhand matters in the 2024 elections. Well, Uttarakhand, the hilly state in the midst of the Himalayan ranges, is getting ready for the political slugfest in the first phase of voting on 19th of April. 10 states, which include one from the north and south and 5 from the east, along with 3 union territories, will complete the voting process on the 19th of this month. Why does this hill state matter in the Great Indian Election?
Wearing the Himalayan range as a crown, the North Indian hill state of Uttarakhand is known for its stunning natural beauty, ski and trekking resorts, and the Hindu pilgrimage sites, including the towns of Kedarnath, Rishikesh and Haridwar, through which the river Ganga or the Ganges flows. The state was part of Uttar Pradesh since India gained independence in 1947. Uttarakhand became a separate state, Uttaranchal, in 2000, and in 2007, the state's name was changed to Uttarakhand. With a total area of 53,566 square kilometers, the state has 86% of mountainous terrain and 65% is covered by rich forests with diverse flora and fauna. In the upcoming general elections in India, Uttarakhand is going to the polls in a single phase on April 19th. The state, which is classified into 2 administrative divisions, the Garhwal and Kumaon regions, consists of 5 Lok Sabha or lower house seats in the Indian Parliament. Uttarakhand has 8.24 million registered voters. The number of male voters stands at 4.27 million, while the number of female voters is 3.97 million. Around 286 voters are from the third gender. Interestingly, Uttarakhand also has 1,411 voters who are aged 100 years or above. The Bharatiya Janata Party or the BJP has been a dominating force in the state politics as they won all the 5 seats in both 2014 and 2019 Lok Sabha or general elections. Uttarakhand has been popular among tourists, pilgrims and adventure seekers, attracting visitors from all over India as well as the world. So as the state goes to the polls, political parties are competing with each other with plans to make the state even more attractive and spiritually more enriching to the world. Antara Sinha for DD India.
Well, a riveting political battle is all up for grabs. All political parties in the fray ready for this particular slugfest. Remember, Uttarakhand is one among the 22 states in this particular general elections where voting is completed in one single phase. That's very important. In the first phase, you have close to 10 states and union territories that complete the process of voting. And from that northern part of India, Uttarakhand is the only hill state where election will be over in the first phase, that's 19th of April. Let's quickly understand why Uttarakhand matters in this 2024 election battle, on what's the importance of Uttarakhand as a political state. It's referred to first of all as Devbhoomi, or the land of the gods. So there is a lot of spirituality or spiritual tourism that's involved there. Religious focus is there when it comes to this particular piece of this particular state, and also there is a lot of leisure tourism that takes place. It is adjacent to the borders of China and Nepal, so there is a significant contribution, especially when it comes to the people of Uttarakhand with the armed forces. Third, the tide of patriotism as well as nationalism runs very high in this particular state, and it's very significant when one takes a look at the numbers. At least 1 out of every 6 person, somebody in the family is serving the Indian forces. Finally, it's the first state where the UCC or the Uniform Civil Code was passed, and that's something that we're going to deliberate with our experts. How will this matter? Or is it testing the waters, and what are the results that we can look forward to? When it comes to voting percentage, there has been a sharp decline of 5% when it comes to voters from Uttarakhand. Look at that numbers there. 62.5% in 2015, that's dropped to 57% in 2019. There is a sharp drop of 5% voters that we have seen in the hilly state of Uttarakhand in the last 5 years. The Election Commission doing all that it can to push those numbers up this time around, leaving no stone unturned. Look at those constituencies, the 5 constituencies that we mentioned, and look at the results. It's a state that gives BJP a high five in the last 2 editions of elections that we have seen. Every time, 2014, 2019, all 5 seats in this particular state have gone to the BJP. The BJP will be looking for a hat-trick this time around in 2024, but the battle is getting interesting. Let's also quickly take a look at how this particular state has voted purely in terms of percentage. This is interesting. Look at that state that's given the highest percentage of vote. That's Gadwal, that's got 68% of vote, and Haridwar, that's got 52% of the votes. These two are interesting perspectives, interesting from the point of view, because these are the 2 seats where the political party, especially the BJP, has changed its candidate. So this is going to be very interesting. 68 along with 52%, Gadwal along with Haridwar, where the changes have come about when it comes to candidates for the BJP. You know, moving now to the candidates who would be in the fray in this particular elections. It's an election that sees many faces, but Tehri, this is another important constituency, you know, which is going to see lot of churning. You've got the 2 players here, the Congress versus the BJP battle. This particular seat is going to be very interesting from the perspective of, you know, it's been pitted as somebody royal taking on somebody who's a common man. We'll discuss all that on the other side. Also taking a look at Gadwal. Anil Baluni, the national media spokesperson of the BJP, the head of the media there, now entering the political fray. You've got Ganesh Godiyal from the BJP, from the Congress. An interesting tussle here between somebody who claims to be an insider, pitting somebody against an outsider. We're going to look at how this particular battle pans out in Gadwal. Moving on to the next seat in this particular state, that's Almora. You've got former Union Minister Ajay Tamta there, Minister for Textiles, MOS Textiles, taking on Pradeep Tamta from the Congress, and Narayan Ram, the 3rd candidate there from the BSP in the election battle fray. Moving to the 4th one, that's Nainital, Ajay Bhatt, MOS Defence, once again in the political fray, taking on Prakash Joshi from the Congress, Akhtar Ali from the BSP there. That's how this particular, you know, the 5 seats. The last one, this is the most interesting one from a Delhi perspective, because it's a battle of heavyweights. You've got Trivendra Singh Rawat coming back after almost 3 years into the election fray. One former chief minister replacing another former chief minister. You've got Virendra Rawat in the fray, Harish Rawat's son now in the political battle. We'll have to wait and watch how this particular election, or how this political battle between these 2 players or these 2 candidates there in this election battle, how is it going to pan out. So it's an interesting contest that you have on the cards there in Uttarakhand. All 5 seats, the BJP looking for another high five, as I mentioned. But can they pull that off? That's the big question that we all are looking at. Is that high five possible for the BJP from that particular state? Now, let's shift focus, especially to how things are played out when it comes to the Election Commission. How is the Election Commission managing this particular election? You know, this particular election is interesting from 2 points of view. First of all, conducting elections in India is not easy. Look at the topography, look at the geography of our country. It's not easy to hold elections. It's a Herculean task that the Election Commission of India manages every 5 years. How is the election process in India taking place? Let's take a look at this package before we get into deliberations with our expert panel that's going to join us in the studios.
India, the largest democracy in the world. Apart from sheer number of voters, there are many other factors that make the planning and conduct of elections a huge challenge. Geographical diversity, climatic conditions, socio-cultural diversity are addressed in the meticulous planning for elections by the Election Commission of India. A high grade of professionalism, continued innovation, technological integrations, and strategic interventions come into play to ensure free, fair, and credible elections in a country as vast and diverse as India. Due consideration is given to the topography and the ease of travel of voters. Along with this, the security management, religious festivals, harvesting season and climatic conditions also play a key role in finalizing the dates. Also, the Commission keeps in mind the schedule of school exams as teachers are also deployed for election duties. The Election Commission of India has developed a number of tools such as vulnerability mapping deals with preventing voters from being influenced wrongfully in relation to exercise their right to vote. ECI manages the polling station, infrastructure and accessibility of voters as well. A set of rules under the assured minimum facilities take care of proper accessibility to the polling station. Braille facility in the EVMs, proper parking facilities, clean waiting sheds, etc. Force deployment plan along with outreach activities and voter awareness programs are also held to increase voter turnout to ensure smooth elections. The main aim of this mega exercise is to cater to the constitutional mandate and the premise, no voter to be left behind. Bureau Report, DD India.
Well, how will this particular battle for Uttarakhand play out? Joining us in the studio, two eminent guests this evening to take the deliberations forward on how this particular election can play out. First, we've got Yogesh Kumar, political commentator, senior journalist, joining us from the ground in Uttarakhand. Good evening. Welcome to the show. We've also got Professor Sudhir Singh, political analyst, joining us here in the Delhi studios. Let me first come to you, Professor Sudhir Singh. You know, we're talking about the narratives that Uttarakhand would have. It's a state that's given BJP every time high-fi. Do you see a repeat of that, or do you see an interesting contest on the cards?
Election is always interesting, but as the trend shows, in 2019 BJP had 61% vote and Congress had 39.9% vote. As various exit poll has already opined that Congress will be reduced to 29% and BJP tally will go to 65%. And I have searched so many exit polls. So if that exists, then I believe that BJP will third time sweep all 5 seats.
Okay, all 5 seats the BJP will sweep. Let's also quickly get a reaction there from our senior journalist on the ground there in Uttarakhand, Mr. Yogesh Kumar. Yogesh, do you get a similar sense of how the build-up has been this particular elections? When you look at the opposition bloc, there is not much of impetus, not much of energy that you see when it comes to approaching the hilly state of Uttarakhand that goes to polls.
Yeah, in fact, I would add on a little more. That, Congress in Uttarakhand is contesting election, which lacks, the campaign lacks vigor, I would say, focus also. And sometimes, if you look at the way the candidates have been chosen for all the 5 seats, it looks like, they have, in a way, given up even before the battle started, at least in Uttarakhand. And the sentiment is very clear here in Uttarakhand. I've been to Pauri and Hardwar and Dehradun. Sentiment is very clear that Congress has no strategy to counter any or build any narrative, so to say, for Uttarakhand. And BJP, on the other hand, is very aggressively working on all the 5 seats, right from PM Modi to downwards. So the lack of preparation, or rather would say ill-prepared to, have this, campaign in Uttarakhand.
Okay. Professor Singh, when one takes a look at the double-engine government, center and state, and also with regards to mitigation of migration, that's come to a pause in Uttarakhand. Do you see that issue play out big in these elections?
Migration is a serious issue in Uttarakhand since the inception of this hilly state. But I believe that better job opportunities are here in Delhi and other cities. But again, organic farming, etc., are coming up sharply in Uttarakhand. And as you have rightly mentioned in the inaugural address, that Uttarakhand is a spiritual place. So, various sets of tourists are coming, not only from India, but from many parts of the globe. So, I believe that a lot of opportunities for bread is created by the government. Both, I mean, if you call double engine system, Modi ji at the up and down, Pushkar Singh Dhami. But the thing is that Uttarakhand could be more developed. But yes, it is a new state. You have to make a comparison with this new state with the states which have come with it, like Jharkhand.
True.
It is not developed, and I mean it has become a bastion of all kind of corruptions, you know. And in that sense, Uttarakhand has done well. Of course, there is a possibility of improvement, and I believe that both governments are working in that direction.
Okay, Mr. Yogesh Kumar, when one takes a look, when one sees Uttarakhand purely from a tourism point of view, you know, there is spiritual tourism, there is religious tourism, there is leisure tourism, you know, all forms of tourism that exist. You know, how instrumental is it, especially for the people of Uttarakhand, you know, to look at tourism as a source of economy and helping them grow, you know, staying in the state?
Look, you know, I have no hesitation in saying that the engine of Uttarakhand economy primarily depends on Char Dham Yatra, and Char Dham Yatra is basically it's a every year affair, and lakhs of tourists, pilgrims come from all over the country, and they contribute. Whether it's a stay, whether it's a transport, whether it's hotel is a big industry here, and they contribute in a very big way to a state economy as well, and even giving seasonal job employment also. Now, thing is ki why BJP? Another thing which is very interesting, that to improve mobility, to improve Char Dham sector, Modi ji has come out with all-weather road, which will boost tourism further. The connectivity that Dehradun will have with Delhi in another 2-3 months, maybe 6 months, in flat 4 or 3 or 2 hours, will be in Dehradun. So that will again give a big boost to tourism and the footfall here in Uttarakhand, especially in summers. So tourism, it has a big mainstay, big sane state economy, and a lot of people, whether they are small hoteliers or they are homestay owners or normal dhabas or normal transporters, all of them depend very heavily on these religion and spiritual tourism that we have.
Okay, Professor Singh, when one takes a look at that mega infrastructure push that Yogesh has been talking about, do you see that helping the state in a big way? Considering it's called the land of the gods. So in that context, do you see this infrastructure push helping the state, grow manyfold, especially when it comes to capturing the imagination of the people?
See, Delhi is very close to Uttarakhand, and major city like Chandigarh, etc. are also closer. So infrastructure, particularly road connectivity, is very, very important. But up to the hills, there is a eco problem also, and we have witnessed in many direction that ecology problem is emerging. So if you construct more and more roads, as we have done in Char Dham, etc., I believe that will not be good for overall health of the ecology up to the hills near Tibet border. So that delicate balance has to be maintained. Otherwise, in the plain sector, I mean, this road and airports which have come up in last 10 years have improved infrastructure a lot, and a huge number of tourists are going within a reasonable time to Haridwar or Dehradun or in Kumayu region. So that has helped the people, it has helped their local economy. But migration is a problem in Uttarakhand. So that could be resolved through kind of encouragement to the local people to work there only. And agriculture could be one of the most important sector, particularly organic farming.
Organic farming that could help the people maintain staying there in the region. Yogesh, coming to you, now when you see these 5 seats, which is the seat that you say we can have a contest on the cards, we can see it going down to the battle, going down to the wire? Is that Haridwar that you look at, or would you say some different seat?
Look, when it comes to 5 seats, in my opinion, Pauri Garhwal seat is the one, which might see a very close contest. As far as Haridwar is concerned, because Haridwar has turned out to be a 3-pronged battle. BSP candidate is there, then Congress is there, then BJP is there, and there is one independent candidate also there, who also independent MLA. So Haridwar is more or less a hodgepodge kind of thing now, and I don't think that BJP will have a lot of problems there in Haridwar. But yeah, Tehri is another seat where the independent candidate Bobby Pawar, he has wooing a lot of crowd. A lot of youngsters are behind him, and he was one who did all that unemployment agitation in Dehradun and other parts of the state. It's turning out to be, as you said very rightly, a royal family versus a commoner fight, which has never happened in Tehri, which is happening now.
Okay, Professor Singh, I picked Haridwar from a Delhi perspective. People watch from here. You've got Trivendra Singh Rawat coming back into the election, or the election fray after almost 3 years, replacing another former chief minister in that race. You've got the former chief minister from Uttarakhand, Harish Rawat, making way for his son. Do you see that as one seat that Delhi would look at with a lot of interest?
See, for Delhi and for BJP, all 5 seats are equally important, because every one is an important number. But as you can look into 2019 data, the average gap in all the 5 seats were 2.3 lakh to 3.3 lakh.
True.
But I believe that there will be a one-sided fight in Haridwar, because former Chief Minister Rawat is a very powerful person. He is representing one particular MLA constituency within that area. Beside that, the Congress candidate is a son of Harish Rawat, but he is a new face. So his sister is also a member of assembly.
True.
That is, and Harish Rawat is also a big leader. You have to accept it. But Congress has lost the momentum in Uttarakhand. That is a problem. Just see that yesterday Prime Minister Modi has already launched Uttarakhand campaign of the BJP. BJP is working very sharply. It is a very well oiled machine, election machine. Congress is, has yet to start. Pickup has yet to start. Today, 3rd of April, and on 17 electioneering will be
exactly 15 days
prevented. So very lesser time. I think from last time the gap in Haridwar seat will be more bigger, but of course it will be a very, very attractive seat from poll stars point of view, and for other people, because Trivendra Singh ji was not in the election fray. He hasn't contested last time. So after many years he is again in the ring. So I think he is a seasoned leader. He will go through with a good margin.
Okay, so it's an interesting battle there, battle lines drawn there, but very likely a repeat of what could happen in 2019 and 2014. Running short of time, both gentlemen here. Appreciate you joining us, Professor Sudhir Singh. Also, Yogesh Kumar joining us from Uttarakhand with all the buzz there on the ground as we see Prime Minister launching, especially Uttarakhand, there addressing a big rally there in Rudraprayag, setting the tone for this particular elections. And I think Congress still not picking up steam. Less than 15 days left for the campaigning to close. It's it's time, especially for the opposition, to think of something innovative. Otherwise, as things stand, BJP has got it, as Professor Singh put it very rightly, a well-oiled system there when it comes to attending to the hill state of Uttarakhand. We'll leave it there, but you know, the Great Indian Election is your one-stop show, especially on all weekdays, on all that matters in Indian elections 2024. What could be the state that could form a part of our deep dive on Thursday night? Do not forget to join us on the same time, same channel. The largest state of India, Rajasthan, goes to polls in two phases. The battle royale for 25 Lok Sabha seats. What are the issues on the ground and who will create a storm? Join us on DD India on the Great Indian Elections, Thursday at 8:30 p.m. IST and 1500 hours GMT, only on DD India. Well, we're leaving you with the newsmaker of the day. It's once again the Election Commission of India, or the sweep, or voter awareness event that's been held across the length and breadth of the country. We are heading to the Indian Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir's Gulmarg, where thousands of tourists and locals participated in the various activities like skiing, snowmobile rally and cultural programs held to create or generate awareness about Indian general elections 2024. Remember, voting is not an option but a duty. Well, that's all we have time for in this edition of the Great Indian Elections. We're going to be back again tomorrow night, same time, same channel. Till then, goodbye, good night, take care.